Jets Ward.
Jets, Jets. What is going on, Jet fans? And welcome back to another episode of the Jets Ward. I'm your host, Ryan Ward, and I'm so excited to be here with you guys. Got a fun one for you. But first, if you have been here before, welcome back. You know I love having you guys here. It is a great place to be because you guys keep coming back for more. And if you are new here, welcome. Whether you're a Jets fan of another NFL team, or just a casual NFL fan, you are always welcome here. It is a safe space for you. Now, guys, the offseason is upon us. The combine is going to be starting this week, and fun stuff is going to be happening. But one of the things that always takes place during the offseason and that gets fans excited are talks about potential moves, trades. We know there are restructures that take place. We know there are cuts, cap cuts for teams that they cut really good players because they need to save a little money to try to retain some better players or some younger players. But some big moves that could be made too are trades. Some players aren't happy with their contract situations. They want to get out. They want to go somewhere new. Maybe the regime is trying to do a rebuild, or just new coaching staff comes in, wants their own guys. There's a lot of things that go along with it. Now, what I have for you today is a fun one. Like I said, we are going to go into 7 NFL trades that could potentially happen this offseason. We're going to start out with a bang, one that I think would get a lot of fans going, talking, and that's going to be one that there's a real chance it could happen. A.J. Brown, wide receiver of the Eagles. I have him getting traded to the New England Patriots. Now, when A.J. Brown was drafted years and years ago, he was drafted by the Tennessee Titans. Who was their coach at the time, you might ask? Mike Vrabel. Where is Mike Vrabel coaching now? He is coaching in New England. They just went to the Super Bowl this past year, lost. Now, their receiving core is not the greatest. Booty had a good year this year. Stephon Diggs is getting older. He had an okay season, but not up to the level that we normally know Stephon Diggs to do. And he could be a potential cap cut. They have some Kyle Williams as a young receiver as well, but they need some veterans. They need a big-bodied guy in there to wrestle the ball down, to be physical. And when Vrabel was the coach of the Tennessee Titans, one thing that got him fired was him being upset with management over the dealing of A.J. Brown to the Eagles. Vrabel never wanted Brown traded. Vrabel loves A.J. Brown as a receiver, and Brown fits the Patriots system perfectly. He comes in, gets to be with his coach again. A.J. Brown doesn't seem happy in Philadelphia either. There have been a lot of issues in the playoffs this past year. We saw him yelling at the coach, yelling at Hurts. There have been sightings of him reading books last year and stuff like that on the sideline, being unhappy, not getting the ball. So there's a lot of issues going on in Philly with A.J. Brown. I think the Eagles cut their losses. They trade A.J. Brown to the Patriots, get a second-round pick, third-round pick, get something in return for him. And A.J. Brown reunites with his old head coach, and Patriots get a new weapon. A.J. Brown, I think, fits what New England wants to do perfectly, and I think it is a great place for him to go to. The next trade that I think could happen this offseason, Anthony Richardson. He is going to want out of Indianapolis. Daniel Jones is their quarterback. I understand he's injured, dealt with a season-ending injury, but Colts are going to do, it's already rumored that they're going to want to do what they can to get him back, to sign him to an extension. Anthony Richardson's only 23 years old. There's not much left for him in Indy. I think a fresh start could be perfect for him. Now, I think the Steelers could be a really good opportunity for him. And the reason why is Mike McCarthy has been known to work well with younger quarterbacks. Aaron Rodgers, if he goes back to Pittsburgh, Anthony Richardson could sit behind Rodgers for a year, learn from a pro, learn the system and everything. It might do him very good because the upside with Anthony Richardson is astronomical. He is a massive sized quarterback with a bazooka of an arm who can run like a gazelle, can run and outrun DBs, can outrun receivers, can outrun anybody. And he hits like a running back as well, but just hasn't come together for him. I think getting a full year to sit under a veteran quarterback like Aaron Rodgers, who I think would be willing at this point in his career, if he were to come back, to teach a younger guy, because the upside with Anthony Richardson is just so high. I think Pittsburgh would be able to take a shot on him. They also have Will Howard there as well, who Anthony Richardson could compete with. But I think Pittsburgh could be a fantastic spot for Richardson, especially too. Let's say Aaron Rodgers doesn't go there. They need a bridge quarterback. Anthony Richardson, you bring him in. If he doesn't succeed, he's your bridge quarterback for a young guy that you might want to bring in like a Ty Simpson, or you do trust Will Howard to be your starting franchise quarterback, or he succeeds and you got your franchise quarterback for years and years and years. So a lot of upside for Pittsburgh to make this move. I don't think it would cost you too much either because Anthony Richardson hasn't produced too much on the field. So maybe a 4th round pick could get you Richardson. And if that's the case, 3rd round, 4th round pick, I think Pittsburgh would do that in a heartbeat. So Richardson to the Steelers, I think, is a potential option as well, where I think he could go. Now, continuing on, Max Crosby. His name is going to be swirling this whole entire offseason. I think he ends up getting traded. And the best place I think for him to get traded to and where I think he could go is Detroit. They need another edge rusher. Aiden Hutchinson's a fantastic edge rusher. They're going to be losing pieces in free agency as well. Detroit will have some money they can spend, some picks, some future pick draft capital to trade as well. They could trade some younger key pieces too. Bringing in Max Crosby, you'll have 2 game wreckers on the edge position. I think it's such a great move that Dan Campbell could make and that Detroit Lions front office can make. I think Max Crosby would fit in perfectly in Detroit and make that defense terrifying again. So Max Crosby to Detroit, I think would be in the works, and I would be excited to see that one happen. 1, to get him out of the AFC, but 2, just to see him in Detroit next to Aiden Hutchinson, I think would be a fantastic thing for that defensive line and a scary defensive to watch as well. Next one, Kyler Murray. I think he's going to end up getting traded. I really think he could get cut. And if he's cut, he's going to be an option for a lot of teams. But Falcons make a ton of sense. Kirk Cousins is going to get cut. We know that. There's talks about it already. Michael Penix has dealt with tons and tons of injuries, dealing with another injury. Does Stefanski trust him? That's going to be the big question. I think Stefanski likes a player like Kyler Murray who could come in, who's had flashes of success in this league and is very accurate, can run with the ball. The last time Stefanski had a lot of success, he had Baker Mayfield as his quarterback. And Baker Mayfield and Kyler Murray play very similar styles. Improvisers, getting out of the pocket, throwing on the run, making plays with your legs. Kyler Murray more so than Baker. But I think Kyler Murray could run Stefanski's offense and make it electrifying. And then putting Bijan back there and giving him a big receiver like Drake London. And if you keep Darnell Mooney as well and keep Kyle Pitts, that's the most weapons that Kyler Murray has ever had. And you don't have to put it all on his shoulders. I think he could succeed in Atlanta, and I think it could really put Atlanta over the top and have them win the division too, because I don't think that division's very strong. So Kyler Murray getting traded to the Falcons, I think would be a perfect scenario for the Atlanta Falcons and the Arizona Cardinals as well. Now, continuing on, I got Jamien Sherwood. I can definitely see this one happening. Jamien Sherwood took a major step back after getting a monster contract from the New York Jets last year. He was great in the run game, solid as a tackler coming up, but as a defender, a pass defender, he was non-existent. He took a major step back. After C.J. Mosley retired and Jamien Sherwood came in, the year prior, he looked legit. I actually had him ranked as a top 5 linebacker in the league. I was that confident with him. I was that excited with him. And then this year happened, and you basically never knew where he was. There were some games where he showed the old Jamien Sherwood, but there were others that were just like, what are we watching out here? His best time as a defender was under Robert Saleh's defense. And I think it would make tons of sense for Robert Saleh to come get his guy. The Jets making a trade with the Tennessee Titans, I think Jamien Sherwood would fit perfectly in that defense under Robert Saleh. And I think it would be a match made in heaven for him. I could also say the Falcons because of Jeff Ulbrich. But I think the Titans just make too much sense. I understand there's the whole contract and everything. I think the Jets could work on that. But I think Jamien Sherwood getting traded to the Titans would make too much sense. And I think it could actually happen. Next one, I'm going to continue with the Jets in this one, but this time the Jets actually acquiring a player, Michael Pittman. Now, as I'm recording this video, Michael Pittman has not been cut yet by the Indianapolis Colts. I know there are rumors. They're going to do what they can to have Alec Pierce come back. Michael Pittman could be cut. If he's not, though, he should be a target in a trade for the New York Jets. And the reason why, he's a perfect complement to Garrett Wilson. He's a perfect complement to Mason Taylor. He adds another dynamic to this offense. He is a big-bodied receiver that Frank Reich loves in his system, who's had him in his system before. And with A.D. Mitchell and Michael Pittman, you could have them on the outside. You could put Garrett Wilson all over the field in the slot, on a twin route, anything. Michael Pittman would be a perfect trade option for the New York Jets as a wide receiver option. He could be your wide receiver too. And then having Garrett Wilson, Michael Pittman, A.D. Mitchell, you bring back John Mechie, you have Isaiah Williams, you have Mason Taylor, you have Jeremy Rucker, maybe bring in another tight end, like drafting a Justin Jolie or Isaiah Likely or somebody like that. Then you have weapons here. Michael Pittman, I still think has a lot in the tank, and I think a new scenery would be good for him. I would do anything to bring him in here. If he does get cut, he's somebody that I would be targeting in free agency. But for right now, he's a trade target for my New York Jets. And lastly, I have Kayvon Thibodeaux, and he's getting traded to the Ravens. I think it makes too much sense. The Ravens need edge rushing help. Kayvon Thibodeaux is in a loaded edge rushing room with Abdul Carter, Brian Burns. They have all these guys there. Dexter Lawrence is on the defensive line as well. They could try to restructure his contract. There have been rumors last year of Kayvon Thibodeaux getting traded. I think he ends up getting traded this year, and I think John Harbaugh helps out his old team, the Ravens, and sends him there. They need edge rushing help, especially if they lose Odafe Owe. I think they need, or not Odafe Owe, he's gone. Sorry. But they need somebody to come in and replace Odafe Owe after he got traded to the Chargers. Kayvon Thibodeaux makes perfect sense there. That's what I'm saying. I think he would be a legit edge defender for them. Good in the run game, solid as a pass rusher, giving them some help on defense where they desperately needed it last year. But guys, these are the trades that I think could happen this offseason. If you have any more trades that you think could happen, let me know down in the comments. I would love to hear from you guys. And make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel as well. It helps me out so much. And hit that bell for any notifications of when I post videos, just so you stay updated on what's going on in the Jets Ward. And follow me on X, Instagram, and on TikTok as well. Try to post all my videos and shorts there as well, just so you see me on other platforms too. And again, guys, I love you. I appreciate you. And thank you so much for joining me in the JETS Jets Ward. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
The Jets Ward.